that they can on the right of way. And it's right on the edge of it. So if they have to get off the right of way, they have to get the property owner to find a way. But now, normally they'll put the light pole right on the property line.
Right.
But they try to keep it on the state or
Yeah,
the
on the
right.
I'm just trying to figure out what's the right way right there.
Well, the best thing to do is we can step in my office and look at it.
Yeah, but if we don't have the chain link fix, that's not there, so I don't really do it. I just want to chain link fix on wheel. And the state, that way, end up on the property, if you stand 150.
Well, now, actually, whenever you look on the website, on that tax map, that's an overlay on there of the property line. So they're not the true measure on that, because that's an overlay on there. Now, they close, but it's not a true, you can't get a true, measurement on it. Now, on Google, if you've got a landmark that you can go by, you can get a pretty good measurement. But now on that tax map, it's just an overlay.
So there's no real accuracy, right?
No, so they actually take the Google map kind of, and they do an overlay of the properties and put on there, and it could be off a few feet either way. But now, pretty much it's close, but it's not accurate on that.
But let me ask you this, my rule of thumb is, I see in other neighborhoods, in areas where people will have signs put up and it looks like it's doing the right way. Because what's, like, you going down the road and you see some signs, because I know to take our neighborhood, for example, if somebody put a sign right there in the front, where y'all come and mow, is that, the city has the right of way for that too?
If it's in where we mow at, now sometimes we may mow out a little bit further, it's according, like in areas where we want to keep it from going to the road, like empty lot or something. But the rule of thumb is, if it's behind the light pole, we won't move it. Because pretty much the power company's gonna stay right on the edge of our right of way.
People put these things out a lot of times, don't know that.
Yeah.
They put them where they find invisibility and put them wherever.
Yeah, they put them wherever, but.
They're not putting it where they're supposed to.
I've seen a lot of them, in places. I even put one out. And I didn't know what the right of way was. But my parents own that little plot right by the beer store, the wooded area.
Yeah.
My daddy owns it. And I went and stuck a sign out there, and then the next day it was gone.
Well, see, now actually on right in there, I'm not for sure, but I think on that side of the road, we don't really have nothing past the sidewalk. Now, we do a little extra cutting, like I say.
Yeah, it was past that, so.
Yeah,
Why it was picked up, I have no clue.
because whenever that was widened out, I don't think they ever bought any more right away, they just used what they had.
The opponent might not like it.
If somebody owed me some money for this sign.
But now, if you put it out, if we cutting grass now,
It wasn't even grass cut.
oh, okay, but now if you put it out, we come through that mower now, they will pick them up, take them to the
That's
shop.
understandable. This wasn't grass. It was
Keep them running over.
And your right of way varies depending on,
And
if
that's
it's a city street or a
Yeah,
state
right. And that's the
street.
question that I was asking.
Yeah, some of them vary, some streets we may have 40 feet, some we may have 50 feet
Yeah,
of right of way. And now, there again, you cannot go by the tax map because that's just like on South Mount Pleasant. It would take a true survey to actually know exactly where it is,
Because of
the curves and stuff.
the curve, and plus you put the sidewalk down, and that make a
Yeah.
difference too.
And when you go down there through on South Mount Pleasant, you make them curves. And on this curve, we got more on the left side than we do the right side. You get up to the next one, we're gonna have more on the left side than, it'd be opposite. But, you can get close by using that map, but you're not gonna get accurate. But now when the power company, whenever they come through there, they actually done a survey. And whenever we done the sidewalk, we actually done a survey because to keep us from getting on anybody else's property.
Yes, sir. All right, Michael. Yeah, thank you.
Y'all aware of the little incident we had a few times in the power?
I heard about it.
We think we got it. but I can't be 100% sure. I mean, everything's working now. But as old as that stuff is now, I can't promise that.
Wouldn't work Saturday.
Well,
Somebody got looking for me.
But, everything's back on right now and running. It's up and running. I went by there today and the air conditioner's still running fine, but now, I'm not gonna tell you this, you know. Something could happen, you know, show up again. I don't know.
Well, I went there a while ago, they were replacing 2 poles on.
Yeah, now that's the, with this, fiber optic that they're gonna put down.
Big black. Oh, everything. Big Armstrong. That's good.
We have spring cleanup this Saturday morning at Fire Station 1.
There you go. Tim?
Okay, yeah, I've got something from the planning commission. A recommendation on some redistricting. It's gonna be complicated. So, since the original zoning map was made, a lot of things have developed and changed. And so, sometimes when we look at the zoning map, we're not really sure why something was made. But some of the wording in the zoning ordinance says that districts are made to stabilize and strengthen what's already there. So, you want me to walk you through each of these spots? Rush Park. Where your house is, and the north side of Cardinal is R1, and the west side of Rush is R1. There's no, the districting to the east side and the south side of Cardinal is R4. R4 is the least restrictive. R1 is the most restrictive. All R1 require, minimum standard is 1,000 square foot house. All these houses have 1,000 square foot house. So the idea is that we should redistrict the other side of the street so that they're all stable and they all have the same zone.
So now it reaches it.
So you say do it all, it's all. Yes, sir.
So there.
All right, that's our first spot. There's a bunch of them. Azalea Drive. Camellia, Azalea, Gardenia. All of these are single family houses with large lots. Recommendation is to take everything from Camellia south and make it R2.
But it, when it's standing, if I've got the trees on that. If we start moving over district, they're gonna change the voting thing, right?
No,
No,
it's a zoning map.
Okay.
Zoning map. But so we could go in here and put a trailer in.
Right.
And then the property values of the other houses are not consistent. So that's what we're trying to stabilize all of those streets. So that they all have the same zone.
But once upon a time, I was just an issue, I mean, more. So now we have.
No, these are not district change. This is not district.
What is, what is?
No.
what is that
I
about?
know, but I was in zone 1.
You've been at R1, you're still at R1,
Yeah,
but across the street, it would keep them from bringing a trailer park in.
They make land on the island, because they can't do the same thing you do.
And I'm happy this down,
Yeah.
because this is gonna be a long process.
Well, now landowner in there may want to do something with that property, they don't raise things with you, but down to that, with the foot.
And by the way, this doesn't change anybody's taxes. There's no tax change.
So basically, the only thing you're doing is projecting what could happen and protecting the land. So you're not letting anybody come in and value the property.
What we're doing is keeping the map that is already
Like
there,
you're saying.
the map that's already there.
Right.
You're protecting the existing property owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at the downtown area, the east side of Academy is R4. The other side of Academy are R2. There's no difference. So there's a little pocket of R4, which makes no sense.
Used to be a duplex or two-door. It was that way, but it's not. there.
So what are the
Yeah.
qualifications for zone four? What is it zone for? What is zone for?
You want me to read all that?
No, just give me a.
I mean, it's the least restricted.
So that
So
means you can
smaller
put,
houses, smaller lots,
you can put a trailer on the R four?
conditional use trailer. That was added in 2019, on conditional use of on a single lot. We are having a lot of people dividing lots and putting mobile homes on them. So if y'all wanna readdress that, it might be the time to address it when all this gets worked
Yeah.
out.
Because I want to know.
In the trailer park, you can't put it in the same way that game. The trailer.
No, that's- no.
The trailer
You can
park.
put a trailer, a mobile home, a manufactured home on a R4 lot, on a single family lot, on a lot. The lot has to be a certain size, the same as it would be for a house.
But there's more tourism against trailer park.
Trailer park is where a bunch of them are on one lot.
Right.
The difference is in R4, you can have a single lot with one mobile home. But using the word trailer, you use the word mobile home or manufactured. Because there's a difference in state laws about that.
And it has to be in the most least restricted area, right? That's what the R four is.
Right. So we have from the central business district, north of West Claiborne, we have an R4 that goes down into that bottom land. And that would be like where the nursing home is, the apartment complex. And then we have all the houses back through here. We have 2 manufactured homes on Linden. All the rest of these houses into Clausell are single family, solid residential houses. And they're all on pretty good sized lots. So they should be at least R2. R2 contenders. You can't spot an X, it's got to be something that's tangent to it, so we could take R2 all the way across here,
What is it now?
R4. Veterans Drive. I'm gonna buy Melvin's house, I'm gonna tear it down, and I'm gonna manufacture home on it. Cause I can. So all of this strip along Veterans Drive, is all single family homes of a higher caliber on large lots. So the recommendation is to take everything along Veterans Drive and make it R1, which is what it is already in Canterbury. The west of Canterbury, making it at R1 all the way to the city limit. I don't know why Veterans Park is R4. I don't know why Fox Run is R4. But it seems like it should be R1. We have all the residential stuff down Experiment Farm Road. Some of this is being renovated. Extend R1 all the way down Experiment Farm Road and back into this area so that that's all a contiguous single family residential district.
Okay, but what about, well, that's B2 that's north on the Spearman Farm Road, right?
And that's west.
Okay. But I'm talking about where, right there where it says, it's got R1,
Right.
and then just above it. Well, yeah, that's B2.
Right, that's what the funeral home is. That's like in that little section
Okay,
right there.
okay. And so what you're saying is extend that R1 all the way down and then back over to the B2 section.
That's Walmart, so they gives you an idea of the location.
What zone is, George Crew? You know, that old duplex
George
over there?
George Fritter is R1. And there is a section here where, Brenda lives,
Yeah, right. there.
it's M2 manufacturing, and we should take those lots back into the R1. You know, it's gonna build a factory next to Brenda's house.
It's zoned for factory.
Yes, sir.
What?
Manufacturing.
Oh, like a,
I think in the old days, it's related to the railroad. Yeah, the railroad's not even there.
And you had all that on each side, you know, you had Hornady, you got area down, and you had all that with commercial or business. So,
but I'm talking right by where this machine.
But we're, yeah.
yeah, the area on into there. Like an old railroad bed down.
Is that
They tore it all. Right, that's what I'm saying, it's rolled over and everything, and that.
Is that white?
Probably.
Okay, I don't have an understanding about it, but I think it could be, that's where it was in town.
Well, it needs to be changed on.
South side of Westbrook.
But how can you change it to all one man?
That's pretty, it's very hard.
What is it?
How can you have a manufacturing? So there is there is wording in the zoning ordinance for the stuff that's sort of grandfathered in that was pre.
So if if that gets knocked down, could somebody put another duplex there? Or we have to change this completely?
Right now, but it, they could only build a manufacturing.
Now he's saying that once you change it to R1, you can't build another apartment.
Right.
So just that structure.
All that, and see that, what's really, all that back on Salt Street, all that's R1. Those lots don't even come close to being an R1 square footage. But they don't change it to anything else, there's no way to change it. Since we can't swallow it. So no one's ever gonna go out and those side lots. Now they can come to the zoning board of adjustments and ask for a variance due to hardship of the existing lot, so that could be done.
Yeah, I know somebody at a house that is torn down. And they wanted to put manufacturing on there. You know, just using summer home or something like that.
If we put a manufactured home on a R2. So it would have to be a, what, R2?
There must be another rezone, it's a trailer right across the street.
Yeah, those are pre-existing, but if that trailer moves, it can't be replaced.
No, that's the question.
Right, yeah. So. What the planning commission would like to do is submit this all down, I'm going through it with y'all. So when we come in a written form, we'll work it out, we'll go through it, we'll probably have a meeting about it. It's gonna take notifying all the landowners. It'll probably happen sometime in the summer, a few months down the road. But then I'm introducing this to y'all, if that makes sense. And I'm happy to be with each of y'all and go through what's in your district, so that y'all have a clear understanding of it. When people ask questions, you'll have a better viewpoint on it.
Now that there's ag 1. Over there above Ivy Street. Where y'all looking at the possibility of this, but ag 1 and AG1 and M1? Is that next to the bypass?
That's on the bypass. That's Rockwood.
Right.
There's a huge section down in here that's. So a lot of times what they did is they called Ag 1 places that typically we would have developed in 1960. So it's low points, it's like some of those boggy areas. This is the wet area. This is all residential. All of these lots are built on except for that one that Mr. Lombara has. So I'm sure he will object to his becoming R1.
And the M1 is next to,
The M1 is on the bypass right there.
and y'all not addressing that.
No. Unless y'all foresee it needs to be addressed. But, I doubt anyone can spill the house into Rockwood. So is that a good introduction or where we want to go?
No, so you have anything?
No, sir.
5 minutes. That's rub it out on the. He didn't ask what, I didn't, he's surprised. Yeah, that's. And except for that one of the y'all end up to be for this, y'all go on. I don't know if you can fix that. You catered it. Yep.
Listen,
I got 2 tickets,
Yeah.
I'll go eat when I leave. I hear you.
this is Dawn.
You ain't cooking pancakes for that?
Go get some. It smells good. Oh, yeah.
Space.
Yeah. I don't have to watch months.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like zero lockdowns for corn. We're here at a meeting.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like that.
Maybe I played that myself.
I knew that they needed. He said they would have.
Maybe both.
Yeah, so lot cut out, lot, that's nice. That's 1 acre lot. Yep. That's the hills. When I don't know, they may, it may have something to do with the force using that or something. No, because I don't, the bill is way out. It's in place with partition.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't, the airport's county, I don't go that far. Yeah. Oh, I know, we can't have a cell phone tower down Henry, that's it's.
That's what they
Really good.
I didn't get that.
We didn't know.
Yeah, that's out of my right. I got you. So. Oh, yeah. Eventually, yeah, you don't know that.
I have raised the building, but it goes in, red. Yeah, and all the things, there's a new dawn at man.
It requires you to September.
And I had bad checks on there. And I took all the money. They left bad checks. So that was just like, money to me, because I go back to, I didn't have, I think it was collection. We got a lot of that, before it all got upset and built. We did get some there. I did. I think I got one back here, but I got one, I don't know why, so. But they got planned for that. Yeah, it's still active, it's back to it, so I'm gonna keep asking, first ones that I get. But see, once they get moving there, I can put them in the drum. It's what.
Then those home.
He has been gone, you know, bring him back here. Okay. Last time. I wrote that. I guess the air was coming right, and it was going, it's still on it, they have time. No, I don't know. People like to talk, they really want to keep on looking, go to the side on here. Someplace. Sign, just right inside. Yeah, so I got. You gonna be grinning for him. Oh, yeah, I think, oh, he good.
Oh, no, I didn't. I was there.
Look at it.
Please go.
He said, two strikes and no. I know they all there. Two strikes. They are getting the phone games and one of those. I said, like, we had a six goal game. Why does that? You don't have to. But you think you need to. Let's say. Then we'll get it solved. And he don't know. He said, yeah, when I. But they don't really grow. So once in a while, they go first. He's clearly. According to the math. Friday, no, I'm hoping it.
5:02.
No, no, this fellow here, he knows what that. He's like, that's not the one that got me going.
Yeah.
It's 5:02.
Michael,
It's 5:02.
What are you trying to get this thing working?
yes.
Doesn't matter. They will begin with the invitation by.
Let's pray together. God, we're thankful to gather on the day and we remember how important it is to be aware of what's going on in our community and in our state and in our nation as we gather at the end of a day when voting was there for us to do. We consider how you empower people to lead us. And you empower us to do your will and to be the best citizens of this town that we can be. Thank you so much for our leaders who are present here tonight. Thank you for the business that will be conducted, for the hopes and the dreams for this town. I'm especially thankful for those again who give their time, their efforts, and their knowledge to lead us. Be with those who are sick. Be with those who are in our hearts and in our minds who are lonely. Be with those who would like to be here but couldn't. All these things we pray in your most precious name. Amen.
Pledge of allegiance. Pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item on the agenda is the Monroeville Economic Development Board appointments. I would like to appoint.
Mayor, it's the minutes.
Yeah. Approval of the minutes. That's the first thing on the agenda. The work session is held on April 2nd, 2024 at 3:30 p.m. And the regular meeting is held on April 2nd, 2024 at 5 p.m. Do I have a motion for approval of the minutes?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the items of action. And the first item is the approval of the Monroeville Economic Development Board appointments. The appointments are for Mr. Brian Jones, to be replaced by Mr. Billy Jones, for Ms. Julie Vanderwater to replace by Mr. David Jones. And the last vacancy would be filled by Councilman Melvin Fogle. So do I have a motion approving the appointments to the Monroeville Economic Development Board? Do I have a second? All in favor? What is?
Who's second?
Oh, what is?
Thelma.
Okay, the next item of the agenda is the emergency transfer from the general fund for general expenses in the amount of $50,000 to be repaid to the
When the money comes in, then we'll refund, put the money back in the general fund,
right,
reimburse it.
First, the
Mhm.
checking account. So do I have a motion approving the emergency transfer from the general fund to do I have a second?
Let's say,
In question?
How long is this gonna cover us?
The rest of the year,
When?
the rest of the year.
Oh,
Any other questions? Being none, all in favor?
right.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the resignation of Jacob Evans from Public Works. Do I have a motion approving the resignation of Jacob Evans from Public Works? He worked a day and a half.
So,
Do I have a second?
That's it.
The next item on the agenda is
You gotta do your vote.
all in favor? Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Next item on the, on the agenda is approval of the resignation of Stephen Evans from Public Works. What, day and a half? Yeah. Day and a half. Do I have a motion for the approval of the resignation of Stephen Evans? Do I have a second? All in favor?
well, trickles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just two of those.
There was you had other one too, that just got them all one time.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the approval of the emergency hire of Christopher Gibson for the Monroe Police Department. Do I have a motion approving the emergency hire of Christopher Gibson for the Monroe Police Department? Yeah, she got a sheet. Ready.
Hey, I gave the front sheet. You wanna see the application? I have it too.
This Gibson been an officer here before.
Yeah, that's it. They were just smart than that.
have had some other good, so. You have had some other.
Yeah,
good
I know,
stuff.
All right, entertain a motion for the hiring of Christopher Patrick Gibson for the position of police officer in the city of Monroe. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? There being none, all in favor? All right. Next item that I have on the agenda is approval of the resignation of Mr. James Self from Public Works. Do I have a motion approving of the resignation of Mr. James Self? Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There being none, motion carried. The next item I have on the agenda is the approval of new hire for Public Works summer help full-time temporary at $10.95 an hour with Mr. James White, Mr. Gazelle for Darian Black, and with Mr. Arian Daquan Richardson. So do I have a motion for the approval of the temporary full-time summer help at $10.95 an hour for Public Works? Make a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? There being none, all in favor? Aye. Okay, the next item on the agenda is approval of the rehire of Mr. Jimmy Moody with Public Works as an equipment operator at $15.38 an hour, which is part-time, basically 3 days a week. So do I have a motion approving the hire of Mr. Jimmy Moody? Do I have a second? A second. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Aye. Next item on the agenda is approval of the promotion of Mr. Grayland here to engineer sergeant at 21.47 per hour with the Monroe Fire Department. Do I have a motion approving the promotion of Mr. Grayland here? Do I have a second? Sir. All in favor? Aye. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the pool of candidates for public works summer help, which I think that, I have a motion to approval for the pool of candidates for public works summer help. So on the second, a question? No question, all in favor? Aye. Okay, the next item I have on the agenda is trash ordinance 2024-04-001. That's an amendment to section 10-11. And before we can proceed, I think we have to suspend the rules. So do I have a motion to suspend the rule to consider this trash ordinance? Okay, then properly moved and second to suspend the rules for the consideration of trash ordinance 2024-001. Okay.
You gotta do your vote.
All in favor? Okay, the purpose of this amendment to section 10-11 is to reflect the current charter to the trash ordinance that was adopted by the council. So, do I have a motion to amend ordinance 2024-04-001, amendment to section 10-11? Make the motion. Do I have a second?
So,
Okay, all in favor? No. Okay,
One opposed.
one opposed. Okay. Anything else we need this month? Then the next item I have is a resolution 24-04-001. And this is submitted by the compliance officer with the city of Monroeville. And if you have a copy of all of the properties on it, so.
Just,
do I have-
to set a public hearing.
Okay, you set a public here. Okay. What is it required? We have the next council meeting?
No, it's
He has it in the resolution.
like May 21st.
Public hearing to be set at 4:55 p.m. on May 21st, 2024. At this time, public hearing will be held in the council chambers at Monroeville City Hall. To determine whether the conditions shall be adopted, abated by the action of the city and the cost of the abatement plus a $60 administrative fee addressed against each parcel of land and be added to the next regular bill to cancel levy against parcel of land. Adopted and approved by the mayor and city council of Monroeville, Alabama, the 16th day of April. Do I have a resolution setting the public hearing for May 21st, 2000? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions? There being none, all in favor? Okay, I think that's all I've got. Thank you. Anything more on order? I heard back from Jackson Thornton. They said that they had been in contact with the people that were doing our audit, and they had answered all of their questions, and the people told them that they were close. How far is close? I can't. Have we done any discussion with anybody about doing audit for election? This past year, we have not at this point. I don't know. I don't know what the situation would be if we contacted these people, or if we need to look for somebody else. I mean, we need to bid it, I'd say probably bid it out, I mean, both of these have an opportunity to do it, but. We need to progress with that, but at this point in time, they already need to be working, they need to be working on. We're in 5 months in the 2 years, next year. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll make it up, see if we can find somebody else that will look at it, and bid it out, and try to have a response back by next council. Michael did say something about looking into the pickleball situation. That there's good opportunity to do something that above the community house and old tennis courts. Yes, in order to be able to say we're probably gonna look at that next year's budget, where the people are asking us, and we are proceeding with it. And the thing that I was going to do was, once we got the numbers back, I was gonna check to see if there was grant funding out there that might be available. The National League of Cities has talked about grant funding being available for certain projects, so I will check with them and have a report for the next council. Councilman Henry? No. Councilman Thomas? Yeah, I also need to check into, you know, the budget, this budget coming up, but put some lights inside the ballroom and community house. Make sure over there.
You know, we talked about several years ago redoing those light fixtures. And I don't know if the historical society said something or who, but they didn't want to change them up, because we couldn't get those style no more. But yeah, you can get all kind of shapes and glows and stuff. But, I agree with you, it needs new lighting.
It's bad.
Councilman Bruce. Okay. Michael. Chief Black. Chief Armstrong. Ms. Bruce. Tim. Thank you. Smith. Yes, no?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. There being no other business, in Monroeville City Council, we don't have a motion. I make a motion to adjourn this meeting, Monroeville City Council. All in favor?
I feel those reading the rules. Yeah, thanks.
Let's get it more.
Yeah,
Hardy.
Oh,
Miss King.
I may-
The house on.
I may make it more.
For those two phones, just stay around.
Did it already?
Did I see?